And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, February 22nd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Here on a Wednesday morning, we welcome you to our program, and I think we've got some interesting guests this morning that you're going to want to stay with us for. And I know we've got an interesting person here to do the commercial as we start off for Cedarstone Bank this morning. Bob McDonald is on the phone, and he's just wanting to tell us all about Cedarstone Bank of Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Coleman, and great to be with you. And I like the way you refer to me as being interesting.
Well, of course you are.
That's probably a very appropriate word to use for me.
Got to know you a little bit over the years, and I'll have to say you're quite a banker.
Well, you've been a very good friend of Susan and me and our family personally, and you've been a great supporter of everything that we've done professionally, and so we are very thankful for your friendship and relationship, Coleman. And we, I tell you, it's a busy time of year right now. Susan and I were looking at our schedule coming up these next few months, and there's just a lot of activities going on in the community, and we're happy to see that. And there's two things I want to for our few minutes together. First of all, thanks for letting me join you by phone. I've got an early morning meeting that's about to start up, and so thanks for letting me do this. But first, you know that I've been on the board of the Andrew Jackson Foundation for a number of years, and my term on that board is about to expire. I think I've been on the board about 10 or 12 years, and there's several events that go on throughout the year out there, but one of my favorites is coming up this Saturday, and we've done this for many years, and it's part of our celebrating Black History Month, and we have a ceremony this Saturday from 11 to 12. It takes place in the old Hermitage Church there on the grounds of the Hermitage, and it's where we honor the enslaved people who lived and worked there on the plantation and did so much to make it the beautiful place that it continues and remains to be today, and for their great work at making it such a successful operation. And our efforts at this ceremony is to, again, recognize their skills. I mean, these folks were skilled artisans. They were chefs. They were veterinarians. They were doctors. They were educators. They were, they were seamstresses. They were skilled craftsmen. And so, them and what all that they and their skills and their contribution to that site. So we invite your listeners who not been to that ceremony. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very solemn, and we always bring in a guest speaker. So it's a lot of fun, and it's free with your admission. So we hope that your folks who are listening who've not been out there at that ceremony will join us.
Okay, and what time is that again?
It starts at 11, right. and it completes at 12. And everyone who comes, we give them a flower, and it's got and it has a name attached to the flower, and the name is an actual name of one of the enslaved people. And so I always enjoyed that. I like seeing the name, and so it's very personal, and it's a very very pretty ceremony.
Well, and you, I know, being part of the community, enjoy having the bank being a part of that, and look forward to it each year, no doubt.
Yeah, it's very nice. And then the second event I want to talk about that we'll be talking about a lot here in the next couple of months is our Teacher of the Year program. And we've talked about this a couple times already, but this is our 25th anniversary of the Wilson County Teacher of the Year program that we're proud to be the co-sponsor with our friends over at Wilson County Motors. W.P. Bone and I started working on this program about 27 years ago. It took us a couple of years to get it put together. And so 25 years coming. I think the first year we did it, Our first teacher of the year was Alexa Moscadelli, and her son Mike, serves on our board of directors at the bank, and he brought to me the newspaper from that very first teacher of the year banquet with a picture of Alexa and me, and she hadn't changed a bit, but I sure have. But anyway, I think that first year coming, there were 19 teachers of the year from 19 different schools across the county. It's made up of city schools, county schools, and our private schools. And we're up to 33 teachers now. So that night at that banquet, I cannot remember the date of the banquet. It's a Friday night where we invite the 33 teachers of the year, their guests and their principal, and many business and community leaders from across the county. We'll have about 150 people for this banquet at Baird Chapel, and one of those 33 will be announced as the Wilson County Teacher of the Year. We celebrate and recognize all the teachers of the year. They get a nice glass plaque. So it's a great evening. We look forward to it and look forward to talking more about it. You've been very supportive, Coleman, over these 25 years by inviting the Teacher of the Year onto your program. So we thank you for your support.
Always look forward to that and hope to keep doing it. We've got just time to talk about that free checking account at Cedarstone.
Okay, thank you for that. We always need to leave a few minutes just a few seconds for that. But Coleman, we open those accounts every day, and they're very important. It is free. You can do your banking with us any way you choose. You can write checks and come in the bank and make a deposit and withdraw money, or you can make your deposit electronically through our mobile deposit features. We have all the technology. You can do your banking electronically, and all those features are free. And so we encourage your listeners who do not bank with us now to come visit and let us talk about the Simply Free checking account and all the other services that we offer. Okay,
well, thanks so much for being with us today. I look forward to talking with you again next Wednesday.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good day.
Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. We're 11 and a half minutes after the hour. I have invited Penny Thompson with the Lebanon Special School District to be my guest. She is here this morning. And let me say good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you again. And we've got a lot to talk about this morning. You are going to be honored with a reception tomorrow afternoon for being the 2022-2023 Tennessee Supervisor of the Year, right?
That's correct. I'm excited about that. It's a big honor.
Okay, now this is Thursday, February the 23rd from 3 to 5:15. And where is this going to be?
At the central office.
Central office over there, which once upon a time was a bank.
Yes, it's a beautiful place.
Right. They've the special school district managed to take advantage of that and put their office there, and so that's where it's going to be.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to have you out. Hopefully, being on the program here is at least a little bit of an honor. At least it's some recognition.
It is.
I've known you for quite some time, and I've got to get this out this morning. You know, most people who are known as Penny, their real name is Penelope.
Yes.
And just to try to poke a little fun or something, years ago when I used to do Aflac over at the special school district and met you, we called you Penelope.
Yes, you did.
Buddy Phillips and I think it was my idea, but anyway,
yes.
I've known you since that time. But
yes.
I thought not only have you here to talk about this award and the reception honoring you and so on, but get to know a little bit more about you. I've known you for several years in this regard, but I don't know anything about your background really. So I want to kind of start at the beginning this morning, if it's okay with you.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Yes. Well, I was born and raised in Wilson County. We live on a family farm. I'm third generation on that farm, and now we have my daughter and son-in-law also on the farm and grandkids. So we are still there. It's in East Wilson County.
What's it close to? Or
It's on Goose Creek Road. It's between Watertown and Alexandria.
I've seen it on the map. I'm not sure
Yes,
I've been in that area,
yes.
but okay, it would be somewhere off of Sparta Pike to the north, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So you live out in the country.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
It's beautiful there.
Say you're a country girl. You raised in that way?
Yes.
You ever milked a cow?
We had cows, but no, I did not do the milking.
But you do have somewhat of an agriculture background, and you know a little bit about farming or
I
gardening or
do.
whatever. I think.
I do. We had a huge garden that I definitely worked in and reaped the benefits of. So, and to this day, I love vegetables, and I think it's because of that.
Where did you go to elementary school?
I went to Alexandria Elementary School.
You actually lived in Wilson County.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in a little section that you might call no man's land or everybody's land, because we are in Wilson County. DeKalb County line is near us. And so our part of the road, we actually are in Wilson County, but we have an Alexandria address and a national phone line. So if you call the fire department, either everybody comes or nobody comes, because nobody can find us.
Okay. So Alexandria Elementary, did you go
Yes.
there 6, 8 years?
8 years.
And what
Yes.
about high school?
I went to DeKalb County. My dad, as well as being a farmer, was an educator. And so he was my role model. He was a science teacher. He was principal of Liberty High School at that time, and then DeKalb County High School for 13 years. So I went that direction with my
They
dad.
sort of combined, didn't they? I mean, there used to be Liberty and Dibble and some other places, if I could think of them.
Yes.
And they all became, I guess, DeKalb County High School.
Yes, yes.
And so that's where you went to high school. Where?
Yes.
We got to go to a break here in a minute, but I want to get you through college. Where'd you?
Okay. From there, I went to Belmont University and graduated with an education degree and endorsement in kindergarten. And then from there, I was ready for an adventure because I'd lived here all my life, and I moved to Texas. I actually attended a recruitment fair where I was offered a few different jobs, different places, but I took Texas and moved to Navasota, Texas, which is near College Station, and taught there first grade. So then came back to Tennessee and taught at Mount Juliet Christian, and then in Lebanon Special School District. Okay. So I've moved around a little bit, but I came back.
All right, Dr. Penny Thompson's my guest. We got to take a break here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still very slow in a couple of spots you need to know about, like down in Murray County, 65 northbound, around the 51-mile marker. We had a car fire there earlier. That's delaying a lot of people. That's headed towards Saturn Parkway, up in the area there of Spring Hill on 65 going northbound. 65 south still slow coming out of Kentucky into that northern part of Robertson County on a crash we had earlier. Yes, it's busy 24 right now as you make your way up through the Hickory Hollow area. Behind it, it's being pushed with all that traffic from Rutherford County. Nash Painting Services, all in Middle Tennessee. They're online right now at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And if you just turned our way, thank you very much. Dr. Penny Thompson is here. She is the supervisor of the year for the state of Tennessee. We're going to get to that, but we found out that she grew up on a farm and actually went to DeKalb County to elementary school and high school, though living in the edge of Wilson County. You're telling me during the break here, your farm there, you could actually throw a rock in from Wilson County into DeKalb County.
Yes.
You're that close.
I am, yes.
But education in your family, you said your father was a teacher, and you went to Belmont, and where after that?
Yes. Well, I moved back here and started working in Lebanon Special after I moved back from Texas, and taught at Byers Dowdy Elementary in elementary grades. And it was there that I got my master's degree and EDS, Educational Specialist degree in Supervision and Administration, and became assistant principal there. And then in 2004, moved to the central office as instructional coordinator and pre-K director. And then it was also during that time that I got my PhD in literacy studies at MTSU.
Well, you've been involved in education, but not only you educating others, educating yourself at the same time in a way over a period of time.
Yes.
Did that seem to work well for you?
It did, because it was on the job experience, learning as I go, and I really appreciated that fact. It wasn't always easy. It's challenging to be working full time and in school full time, but it was productive. It was beneficial.
Okay, I'm going to digress just a little bit because you're married, you have a husband, you have some children. Tell us a little bit about your family, if you will. And I'd like to kind of start with your husband, maybe where you met, and tell us.
Well, that too is an interesting story. When I was teaching first grade in Texas, my first year, my husband was the uncle of one of my students, and his sister actually wrote him a letter and said, "You need to come meet Melanie's first grade teacher down here." He did. We met, and we later got married. So we met there. He was not from there, but he came there. And
well, where's he originally from?
He's from Mississippi.
Oh,
yeah, that's David. He's from Mississippi, and so. When we got married, I told him that I would be moving back to Tennessee, and he agreed. So that worked out well.
What's his occupation? What's he do?
Well, he is retired now, but he was in the car business for many, many years here.
So he's retired?
He has retired, yes.
Well, what's he doing while you work?
Well, he's doing some odd jobs, but he's also working on the farm. He really enjoys that and is taking care of that, and that's a big deal.
Okay, you got your doctorate, and did you say you were at Byers Dowdy at that time, or?
No, I got my doctorate when I was at central office in 2010. Okay. Yes.
What prompted you, or what maybe moved you to go in that direction? Obviously, if you've got a doctorate, I think you're probably a little bit more valuable income-wise and that sort of thing. That might have had something to do it, but there's also something, I think, just to saying you've got that piece of paper that you've gone this far, about as far as you can go.
Well, my interest and my experience and my inclination is toward literacy. I've always enjoyed teaching reading, and so I wanted to pursue that. And my doctorate is in literacy studies and reading and writing. And so that has helped me in my role now in helping to lead the district with literacy initiatives. And so it has been very productive. I actually did a dissertation, an experimental study with 4-year-olds with reading and writing, and was able to utilize the 180 pre-K students that we have for that experimental study. So it has worked to our advantage. There are strategies that we still use that came out of that study.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just again, a reminder, there's a reception now. I take it the public, anybody that knows you or whatever, is welcome to come. I don't guess everybody's going to get this little piece of paper I have in my hand here, but it is a reception honoring you tomorrow afternoon, actually starting at at 3 o'clock and going to 5:15 over at the Lebanon Special School District Central Office, which is 397 North Castle Heights Avenue. But I think most people know where that is. And she is the 22-23 Tennessee Supervisor of the Year. Now, about this honor, is this something somebody nominated you for? How did that come about?
Yes. Well, you heard Bob McDonald talking about the Teacher of the Year. The state offers an opportunity each year for Teacher of the Year to be given in each district, and they go through a competition to the state level to receive the Teacher of the Year. And also there is the opportunity for Principal of the Year and Supervisor. Mm-hmm. So last year our district decided to participate in that. So I was actually nominated as the first supervisor for Lebanon Special School District. And also they had the first ever Principal of the Year, which is Becky Sievers. So this was the first time that Lebanon Special actually took advantage of that opportunity. So from there, it was a competition going through different levels at the state. Actually, it started last March and just culminated in December with the final award from district, which there are, I think, 146 districts in Tennessee.
I have a news release here that I saved where you were named a finalist.
Yes,
and of course
yes.
That came before you were the one that was actually chosen.
Yes, well, actually from the district, we went to the regional level, and there were 27 chosen across the state in different regions. From there, we went to another level, and which was Grand Division, and then there were finally 9 finalists for the state, and they had a banquet and ceremony in December for us, where I was able to take my family, and Mr. Hutto, my director, went, and it was there that they announced all of us and celebrated all 9, but then announced that I was the Tennessee.
Well, it's quite an honor, and something no doubt you very much treasure and appreciate.
I do. It is an honor, and for me, the biggest benefit is that I'm able to elevate Lebanon Special School District and hold it up and all the wonderful things that are going on there. So I look forward to the opportunity to talk about the literacy initiative that we have going on in our district, and all the best practices and all the wonderful things that teachers and administrators and staff are doing to help kids.
Okay, we've got just 4 minutes left here, but could you just really briefly take about a minute? What exactly do you do as the supervisor and so on?
In my current role in Lebanon Special, as the instructional coordinator, I do work with literacy initiatives, and then other things, textbook coordinator, mentoring, the student-teacher liaison, different things in that nature. But with the literacy role, I am able to help facilitate choosing the instructional materials that teachers use and helping implement those materials with professional learning and those types of things. One big honor that Lebanon Special had last year was we were named Model District, one of 5 districts in Tennessee to be a model district. And they chose us because of the early grades work that we are doing. So in pre-K through 2nd grade, we have instructional materials, and we had instruction that was going on that was best for kids. And so what they actually did was give us grant money to be able to take our journey and document it all through the year. What is happening in our district? What are we doing? And then help other teachers to learn from that. So from that money, we actually got a photographer and or a videographer and a full-time coach. And so every step through the year, we were able to video classroom teachers teaching lessons, to interview administrators in our district, director, and just everybody who is included in that process. And all of those videos are now housed at the State Department website. It's called Best for All Central. So if a teacher wants to know what this lesson looks like on this day in this unit in this grade, she can go to that website and pull up the video and actually see a classroom lesson. And so this library is very important and impressive because it can be used by anyone in Tennessee and other states. We're told that other states even look to that library.
I've got two other things I want to ask you. Obviously, you spend a lot of time in your occupation and studying and research and all of this. What do you do? Do you care for sports at all?
Yes, I do like sports. David and I like to follow the Lady Vols. We watch them. We don't go to many games, but we definitely watch them on TV. We like to support them.
Basketball, maybe your favorite?
Yes, basketball. Yes. I didn't mention that I have a daughter, Megan Easterly, and her husband, Dan, and they do live on our farm as well. And they have two little boys, Ezra and Judah, and they're into UT ball as well.
Yeah.
And she played basketball, and so did he.
Well, now that you've reached the pinnacle here, maybe, I don't know. How much longer are you've thought about retirement?
Well, I'm sure that's in the future. I'm not retiring this year, but as part of this opportunity, there is a responsibility as well to present and talk at different functions. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I was part of a literacy conference for the State Department where there were a couple of sessions that I participated in. So I'll be sharing our story, our journey, and as I said, elevating Lebanon Special School District.
Well, you've got a lot of work to do yet. Reception tomorrow afternoon, 3 to 5:15 at the Lebanon Special School District office, and Dr. Penny Thompson. I hope a lot of people will come out and congratulate you. And one other thing, we got just time to mention, you've got an event coming up. I know you wanted to just remind everybody that in April, I believe it is.
The May 9th
Yes.
registration.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, as part of my role as director, we have a yearly registration and health fair for kindergarten and pre-K, and it is May the 9th at College Hills Church of Christ.
Okay, I'm sorry.
10 to 6.
May the 9th, all right. You're
May
going to
9th.
be back to tell us about
Yes.
it. We've already got that written down.
Yes, we do.
But thank you for coming today and sharing your story. I think it's a great one. And let me just say congratulations again on being the Tennessee Supervisor of the Year.
Thank you so much.
That's part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And at 7:31, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and that regular oil change, $34.95, up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, $16.73, West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's pretty heavy trying to get up through the Hickory Hollow area now on 24 westbound. Coming in from Rutherford County, just watch for radar through Rutherford and especially Coffee County this morning. It's been struggling for a while on 65 southbound coming out of Kentucky through that northern part of Robertson County on an earlier problem. That's delaying a lot of people coming in from Kentucky this morning on 65 southbound. Snapdragon Hemp, serving up lab-tested top-shelf hemp products across Tennessee and the entire nation. Edibles, flowers, concentrates you can order online at snapdragon420.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedarstone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment for the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedarstone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Red Hot Cumberland Phoenix baseball team, winners of 4 straight games over ranked opponents, travel to Athens, Tennessee on Wednesday to take on the 3rd-ranked Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs at 1 p.m. Phoenix opened Mid-South Conference play Thursday at the 6 with a doubleheader versus Pikeville at 11 a.m., followed by a single game Friday at noon. Hear all the action on WCOR AM 1490, WANTFM.com, or on the Cumberland website, GoCumberlandAthletics.com. Check the Cumberland site for possible schedule changes. Go Phoenix!
It's tax time, and Cars Unlimited Tax Service is locally owned and has 33 years of experience in preparing taxes. They do upfront loans of $250 to $6,000. They're also an authorized IRS e-file provider. Call 615-449-2955 or stop by 1006 West Main Street in Lebanon. Cars Unlimited Tax Service stands ready to help you prepare your taxes.
Hold on to your hats this morning. Winds are really picking up today in advance of some rain chances this evening. Look for a fresh breeze blowing at 22 miles an hour, bringing in warm air that will boost our temperature to 76 today. And there could be scattered showers tonight, then a high of 81 tomorrow. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2 here on a Wednesday morning. Dave Hurst is here. He's ready to talk about Herc Reynolds. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again. I think you're kind of getting to be the regular one to sit in that seat at this time. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think you got a better one. I appreciate you coming out here and what you have to tell us about Herc Reynolds at 1325 West Main. You've been there for a while. You know all that's going on and are, of course, the assistant branch manager. So tell us more this morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's good to see the sun again. I think we're getting ready for. Yesterday, we were talking our team meeting. We have a meeting every 6:45 every morning for a couple minutes, and right now we're gearing up for spring. Making sure we have enough mulch, making sure enough seed, fertilizer, erosion mat, all the things that your homeowners, your contractors are going to be needing. Also looking at our supply of aerators. That season's coming around too. It'll be here before you know it. Guys are going to get out and aerate their lawns.
We get a few warm days like this, and that just kind of puts that in people's minds, and they come asking, right?
It does. Yeah. We haven't quite reached that season yet, but we're a couple weeks off. Generally, about the middle of March, end of March is when you're going to be ready. We want to be ready to do that.
But go ahead and be advised you have it, and you hopefully won't run out. We'll have plenty for everybody.
That is correct. Yes.
But there is quite a run on that, isn't there?
Oh, there is. Yeah, we probably have about seven small areators. And, when we get into peak season, it's not uncommon for all of them to be gone and, for them all to be, booked in advance.
And a lot of that depends on how elaborate maybe you want your yard to look. Some people just want it mowed neatly and
right.
Let it go to that, but others want to get a little more involved. You can help either one, right?
That's correct. Yeah, if you want to just nice carpet on there, you want to take care of your lawn, we can help you with that. Yes, sir.
What else is going right now?
So we did get some more piece of equipment in. We got a brand new 36-inch trencher. We also got a small mini skid. It's actually smaller than the size that we would typically carry. So it's got a little bit narrow footprint. So it's perfect for those, the homeowner, the small job that you might have going on in your backyard. So.
Well, can we? I'm always interested in the bottom line. Is maybe it a little bit less expensive to rent than one of the bigger ones? Yeah,
it is less expensive. Yeah. Yes, yeah, because it's going to be a smaller model. And then we've also, one of the popular models we used to have in our excavator size was a really small one, only weighed about 3,500 pounds. And guys love that one because if someone has their backyard fenced, and sometimes the openings are really small, this one's here just the perfect size to squeeze through there and do a small project, dig out a French drain, something like that, or just dig out just a small footing. It's perfect for that. So we do have some smaller pieces of equipment that I think would be great for not only the contractor but also for the homeowner as well.
Well, people can go to hercreynolds.com, and that's HERC, hercreynolds.com. Find the entire inventory really is there. You can even rent online.
Correct.
Now,
yes.
Or at least you get the process started. And then don't forget that telephone number. It's been the same for all these years, 615-443-RENT. Now, but you still... If somebody's going to rent a piece of equipment, you want it coming back all in one piece, as we'd say. You don't want anybody to get hurt, and you want to make sure they know what they're doing. You do ask some questions.
We do. Yeah, we still do. We ask probably it's 5 to 8 questions per rental. We just want to know, what your project entails, what you'll be doing with the piece of equipment. Is it even ground? You're working on a hill? All things. Not only we want to keep you safe, but also we might recommend a different piece of equipment based on what you're using. Right. So we have had that.
And the thing thing about it is, most of the people, if not, you may have some in training, but most of the people that are there are experienced. They know how to advise, and if they don't know, they know pretty soon if they're working for you. Right?
Correct. Yeah. That is correct.
But
yes.
then all that is important. You want the piece of equipment to get the job done, get done right, and hopefully fairly soon within the time allotted. All that's important.
Right.
And the better experience they have, the more they're going to recommend you next time. So you're going to ask questions.
That's exactly right. Yes.
What else you want to tell us?
Well, just want to remind everybody, we are still looking for some good people. I just want to keep making people aware of that. HERC is a good place to work for. When you come, you're going to automatically get 2 weeks vacation right off the top. You'll get a week of sick paid. Have access to the 401k. Just a lot of different benefits. If you come in and start as a yard coordinator and maybe you want to move into mechanics, they do actually have a program for that as well. So a lot of different neat programs that they offer. We are looking for good people. Right now, I think our biggest need is mechanics. We not only need we need a road mechanic in our district here in Lebanon, but also our biggest need is also in Nashville as well. So,
all right, well, keep all this in mind. Herc Reynolds, 1325 West Main, a great location here in Lebanon, and very visible there on West Main Street. So, Dave, thanks for being with us. We'll do it again next Wednesday.
Sounds great. Thanks, Coleman.
Right. Dave Hurst, Assistant Branch Manager for Herc Reynolds. And again, that phone number, 615-443-RENT. 21 before the hour, Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell is with us this morning. And Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and it's good to see you again. We always have plenty to talk about, but you had a meeting last night, and we'll talk a lot about that, I'm sure. I don't know what, I get the agenda sent, but it's usually one of these things you got to open up, whatever you call it, on the internet, and then I just know you're going to take care of me, so I don't worry about it.
Well, that's good.
And this way you can talk about what you want to talk about. Well, I'm being a little facetious here. Occasionally I read that, but I'll be honest, I don't know what you did last night, but you're going to tell us.
I'll tell you all about it.
All right.
Last night we did have a council meeting, and there were a few important things on there that I think people need to know about. And the first one is, last time I was out here, Coleman, you and I talked about that there was first reading on an ordinance that was sponsored by Camille Burdine and Fred Burton about in Wards 2 and 3. They wanted to pass a rule where people cannot park in the front yard. And a couple weeks ago, I told you I struggled with that. I really disagreed with it. So last night, it came up for second reading. During discussion, I made my feelings known. I told them that I disagree with it on a fundamental level because I'm conservative. I believe in limited government. And I really feel like that when government starts telling people where they can park in their yard or on their private property, that's overreach. And there are other issues with it as well. This is something that's happened in a few places, but is it really something we need to place a rule on thousands of people? And
I think we should say this passed on first reading before.
It did.
4-0, and there were only 4 there that time.
It was. It passed 4-0 last time, and so last night, I spoke out and with my disagreement of it, and I talked about there are issues with enforcement, and some other things as well, and that spurred a lot of discussion. But in the end, there were 5 counselors last night. Fred is under the weather, so he wasn't there, but there were 5 counselors. 3 voted in favor of it. Camille Burdine, Chris Crowell, and Tate Bryan. 2 voted against it, Joey Carmack and Phil Moorhead. And so with only 3 voting in favor of it, it failed because our rules say that something has to have 4 votes to pass. So even though 3 people voted for it, it failed. So this idea that people in Wards 2 and 3 cannot park in their front yard is not going to happen.
Okay, now that kills this. That doesn't mean it can't be brought up again.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it can be brought up again. Again, it was sponsored by 2 counselors, Camille and Fred, but and they can come back and change it up a bit and come back again.
But even though it was 3-2, you got to have 4, and you didn't have that 4th one, so it failed. That's the bottom line.
It failed.
Yeah,
it failed, and again, I was against it, and for a lot of reasons, but the main reason was I just felt like that was government overreach. We start telling people where they can park their car. I really feel like that's an issue.
Well, you probably talked to a lot of people. I just wonder how much you've heard about this from the general public and what their sentiment was.
Well, there was someone who came out last night and spoke out against it. Honestly, I really haven't heard much about it from people. I don't know how many people knew about it. It's just something that, in my core, I just felt like that we didn't need to do. We already have a rule that says people cannot park on the side of the street, which is for safety purposes. Right. ADA says people cannot park across sidewalks, which I understand because people have to get down sidewalks. So we already say can't park on the street, can't park over sidewalks. This is going to say can't park in your yard. So, where are people going to park? But it's just fundamentally, I didn't think it was a good idea, and I was glad to see the council agree with that last night.
Okay. All right. I guess that was one of the bigger things.
It was a big thing. It really was. A lot of discussion, a lot of time was spent on that. But there are some other issues as well that came up. One that I put on the agenda, or has been my idea, was to do a special census. And so last night we put that in front of the city council to start that process. So later in the year, we're going to start doing a special census. It'll be over in March of next year. But really,
okay, why?
Well, the reason is this: we feel like that during the official census we were undercounted as far as our population, and that's important because we receive state funds based on our population. So if we're not counted correctly, we're not getting the money we should be getting.
Okay, why do you feel that we weren't counted correctly? Obviously, it's more than just a feeling.
It is, and we've talked to Paul Corder, the city planner, about this, and Jeff Baines, Commissioner of Public Services as well, and we've rediscussed this greatly. Coming out of the official census, the government even says that they undercounted not just here but the entire country. It was delayed because of COVID. Yeah. And it was a situation where a lot of people probably didn't answer because of that of COVID, and so it was a count that pretty much everyone agrees was not accurate. For us here in Lebanon, though, we know that we receive state funds based on population. And we want to make sure that we have everyone counted so we can get all the money we can.
Right.
Last night it was discussed that once this census is done, there's a really good chance we could get $1 million extra a year from the state, and obviously that's a lot of money that we can use to provide services, to hire new people, or anything to assist the citizens of Lebanon. So it's important, and it's going to be important for everyone to be counted. So later in the year as this starts, I just want everybody to know, and we'll keep reminding that, if you get something in the mail, if you get something in your utility bill, or if you get a phone call or somebody comes knocking on your door, it's us, and it's important to answer this, because really this provides funds for us to supply things for the citizens.
Sure. Well, we want everybody to be counted.
Absolutely.
We might as well, if it's there and we're supposed to have it, then we want an accurate count. That's sort of like counting every vote and not counting any you're not supposed to.
It is, and we're probably not the only city doing this. We reached out to other cities, and we found out that some cities do this every other year. They've done it for a long time, just to make sure the count is accurate so they can get the right money. And so this is something that is really important on a lot of levels.
Okay, one more thing, and we'll go to a break. There's a little cost to this, isn't it?
It does.
The city have to bear that cost.
So last night, the council agreed to have us look to hire a consultant. We set aside $200,000 for that, but it is one-time cost. And again, we get the count right, we're going to be getting more money for years to come. So it is a cost up front, but we'll make money as we go.
Well, if you get more people, it's an investment.
It is.
Okay. Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell is here. Time for us to take a break on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And to 747, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Ride it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a minor accident. It's just in a terrible spot. It's 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. They managed to move it over to the side. TDOT just got here on 65 southbound. Again, at Trinity Lane, this wreck is over to the side, but people are slowing down to stare at it. It's still slow coming out of Kentucky into Tennessee up there in the northern part of Robertson County on an earlier problem. Again, 65 south leaving Kentucky into Tennessee is still running slow as we check it out live. Princess Hot Chicken is catering. Check out their menu at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
When you needed portable heating, cooling, generators and remediation equipment, contractor tools, or any other equipment or solution to help you get the job done, you trusted Absolute Rental and Supply. Now that same team brings you more equipment and more solutions as Herc Rentals. From construction and industrial to HVAC and homeowner, Herc Rentals has the gear and expertise to get jobs done efficiently, effectively, and safely. Visit us today at 1325 Main Street in Lebanon or online at hercrentals.com. That's HERCrentals.com.
Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday. We thank you for joining us, and our thanks always to all our Lebanon mayors ever since almost since the program started. We've had the mayor out here after each city council meeting, and Rick Bell is one of the best. We probably get as much out of you as to what takes place as anybody, and they've all been good. I've enjoyed every one of them, but I enjoy having you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Coleman. I really enjoy coming out here. It's a lot of fun, and the first
people don't know what takes place when the mic's not on.
Well, somebody should come out here. You should have tours, have people come behind the scenes and see what happens out here, because it's really interesting. But seriously,
maybe not that much.
It is. It's really interesting. But an important part of my job is communication.
Yeah,
let people know what's going on. That's something I feel like that in years past, it's just people maybe didn't think about it, or too busy in the day-to-day operations to really think about that. But it's important for people to know what's going on. This is we have the people's money that we're spending, and people need to know what we're doing with it and how we're operating, and so it's important to come out here and talk about it.
Well, what else last night? Anything else significant?
Just one thing. There's going to be a new traffic signal where Alhambra Drive comes out on Hartman Drive. Again, that's going to be paid for by developers. The council first saw that last night, and we talk about that a lot. Traffic signals and safety and traffic. And I know traffic signals are a double-edged sword, but it is something that's needed there. And it's something that the people who live on Alhambra, they've been wanting for a long time. So, and Hartman Drive through that area is getting a lot busier now. It's becoming a bypass to go around the square. People, traveling north and south, which is good. We want them off the square, and so that light will be going in here at some point.
Well, like all of them, it takes a while, and I think it's sort of like. They don't make two of them just alike.
They don't. Every intersection is different. I learned, and but
it takes a while.
It does. It takes a while. Carver Lane, the poles are up, and so the lights will be in soon. But one of the things that I want people there to realize too is that once those lights go up, they have to blink for a week to get people accustomed to it, and then they'll be turned on. But they'll be coming up soon as well.
Just a flashing light, either a caution yellow or
it'll flash.
Yeah.
Yellow probably on the main road, and then red for people coming off Carver Lane.
Okay.
But as far as the council agenda last night, I think those are the big things. But there's a couple other things I want to talk about. Since I last saw you, there's been some big events have taken place that I was able to be a part of. One of which was the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber Banquet that Melanie Minter and her team put on, worked really hard on. It was a big crowd, and they passed out a lot of awards, and we were fortunate enough as a city to win a Cedar Tree Award for the Cairo Bend Community Park. We shared that with Goodall Homes, and as people probably know, they donated 15 acres of land for us to be able to have a park. And they did a lot of grading work on it and put a lot of money into it, so we appreciate that. It is a community park, so it's for everyone. So more and more people are going down there and checking it out, so I urge everyone to do that.
Yeah, and a lot more probably as the warmer weather comes this spring.
It will. Hopefully there'll be some people out there today. And then there was a big event Saturday night,
now,
too.
wait a minute. There's one other thing.
Okay.
You had a member of the city that got an award.
That's right.
And I don't want to leave him out. I think it's well deserved.
I am thrilled that you said that. Lee Clark, who is our public works manager, he won the Public Servant of the Year award, and Lee does a lot. He not only oversees the street department, the garage. There's so many things he does, but outside that, he helps with all of our events. He helps the Chamber of Commerce with their events, setting up, organizing. Christmas lights, the Christmas tree, that's Lee that does that. And he's the person, if you call him, you need something done, he will make sure it gets done.
Well, he's kind of a man of many talents. Really.
He is. And
doesn't mind displaying those.
he does, and he's very community-minded, and I think he enjoys all these things. When there's weather, he's out there.
Yeah.
When it's snow, ice, that's he and his crew. They're out there at night. If it looks like it's going to rain or have bad storms, he's out there checking it out. So Lee wears many hats, and
well, I appreciate having him on a few times, and I hope maybe before too long he can come back. Maybe Jeff can send him one time, and we can talk about all he does and congratulate him here on the radio for that award.
Well, we'll get him back out here because Lee does a lot of work. He likes to talk too, so he'll be great on the radio.
Okay, I interrupted you.
Oh no, I'm glad you did. That was great. I apologize for missing that because I'm glad you brought it up. We had the Valentine's Banquet Saturday night to raise money for the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center. You were there, and we had a lot of fun. Haven't got a report on how much money was raised, but I think we raised a lot. There's a lot of music, a lot of dancing. And one of the things I wanted to bring out was, the big prize of the night, we had a drawing for $5,000. And one of your main sponsors, Medina Hemateller, her name got drawn out. I actually drew it. And she donated that $5,000 right back to the senior center. So I thought that was awfully nice.
That was such a magnanimous gesture on her part. She didn't have to do that. But how much? I mean, that actually means you made $5,000 more from that because of her generosity.
Yeah, it was great, and it was a big crowd. I think everybody had a good time. The food was good. It was prepared by the folks who prepare the meals at the senior center every day. It was a great night. It's always a fun night.
Well, Danny McCorkle, I thought, did a great job with his songs, and then Tick Bryan, of course, is the MC and disc jockey. He always sings Unchained Melody. Does a great job.
He started out with that, and at the city council meeting last night, I told Tick that I wanted him to wear that sequin jacket to the city council meetings.
You got some more? Go ahead and cover that whole list.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. Last week, the Lebanon Fire Department held a ceremony for the 303 project. This is a statewide project. They had a flag that we all signed. It was started to bring about suicide awareness among firefighters, PTSD among firefighters. They go out and they take care of people when people are really hurting. And after a while, that stress really begins to build up. And this project, these flags we signed, we're taking to the state capitol. There's some legislation going through to support firefighters and getting some counseling for them. And so this was a very special ceremony. I didn't realize really what they go through until we sat around and talked about it. And, it's a tough job, being a firefighter, just like, being a police officer. You're away from your family. It's a dangerous job. And it's really a sacrifice, and it's a job that not just that person does, but the family does it as well. And so having that ceremony is
some
really...
of the experiences that they have to go through, emergency people, whether they're policemen, firefighters, emergency management people, where you see people who are hurt, people who have been shot, people who are bleeding. I couldn't do that.
Oh, it takes a special person. It really does. To see people have traffic accidents, health issues. It's just when they get a call, they don't know what they're going to see, but they know they're going to go and help that person as much as they can. But when you see those things enough, it wears you down. And so they need help, they need support, and this project is designed to do that. So I'm glad it came through Lebanon, and we were able to sign the flag. And we support the fire and police as much as we can, and because they're obviously very important parts of what we do at the city of Lebanon. And this is just a small gesture to help them in those ways.
I am wondering how our project is coming out 231 South. We see the digging going on, but it seems like that it hasn't impaired traffic an awful lot.
It hasn't, and we go out there and check it out, and they're on schedule. They're running well. Of course, they've come through some weather just like everyone else has. But I was talking to Jeff Baines and William Porter. William's our Parks and Rec director the other day, and I said, that's a lot of dirt for flat land. I didn't realize that it was much dirt, but they're doing a lot of work out there, and it's going to be nice. It really is. It's going to be. It's going to be a first-class facility for our youth. We've been talking to a local youth football league. They're going to have access to those fields as well. So, again, that's just the first step. Those soccer fields. We're going to get some more out there too.
Mayor, we weren't exactly on the same page.
Oh, sorry.
And I was talking about the
sewer,
digging the sewer thing.
Well, we have two projects going on 231 South.
Yeah,
we have the sports complex, which is foremost in my mind. But yeah, the waterline project is coming good too. I haven't seen much traffic issues or much disruption, but it was designed that way to make it as least disruptive as possible. But that's a 70-year-old line we're replacing.
Yeah.
And we need it done. And so I know it's going to be some issues out there for a bit, but after that, it's going to be really well.
Well, if it doesn't get any worse than it's been so far, that's fine. And good to hear that the dirt is being moved on out the road, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us this morning, as always. A good report, and we certainly wish Fred well.
Well, and I have one more thing, Coleman. I know we're running out of time, but my wife, Nicole, this weekend, she is celebrating her 10th anniversary at her store, Beauty Boutique. And Friday night, she's having a private event to help celebrate. On Saturday, it's going to be a big blowout and a big party, so everybody come down and check it out. She's been doing it 10 years. It's been a success. I'm really proud of her, and there'll be more to come.
All right. Well, thank you for putting that in. Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell, and that's it for Wednesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow. And until then, I wish you a wonderful day.